This is Abe Friedtanzer from Awards Buzz, and I'm so excited to be speaking with Nava Mau about Baby Reindeer. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. It's nice to talk to you. How are you?
Good, good. It's hard to find anybody who hasn't heard of this project, but I feel like going into it, this was sort of an under the radar kind of thing.
I mean, for me, for a very long time, really for almost 2 years, this was just something that I got to work on with Richard and Jess and our cast and crew. And it was just something that meant so much to me. And I almost kind of forgot that it was going to come out and people were going to watch it. And I just kept saying to Richard, the show will reach whoever it's meant to reach. And I have been blown away by the amount of people that I guess it needed to reach.
It's pretty fantastic. And so is Teri a real person? And what was what did you do in terms of trying to craft the character?
Terry is based on somebody that Richard dated, and she became her own character. What I worked with was a script that had a beautifully written character, as part of a very compelling story, and in collaboration with so many people, the two directors, Josephine and Veronica, Richard, of course, the intimacy coordinator, the stunt coordinator, the hair and makeup department, the costume department. I think we all actually ended up crafting the character of Terry that we now see on screen.
What did you connect with most about her?
I think I connected with her, her need for belonging. I really related to that. Um, I think that's what she's looking for with Donnie. Um, she's she's an American in London. She's a trans woman in the year 2015, and I don't think that her road has included a lot of true safe connections in a romantic context, um, and so I just understood what that is like, and felt like it would be very powerful to explore that story on screen.
What is the real Richard like? What is it like working with him and having him play this, version of himself?
I think that I felt like I knew Richard, and I felt like I knew a lot about him because I read the scripts for every episode, and I also read the play that it's based on. So when we finally started working together, I think I just approached the project with a lot of care. I really, really, really was invested in making sure that whatever the story called for, I could meet that need. Um, it, yeah, I think I just felt like people needed to see this, and I wanted to bring my best to it.
Jessica is phenomenal, but obviously, I assume not very much like the character she plays. What was it like working with her, and what kind of, boundaries did you set to make sure that it was a positive experience?
Well, Jess and I met for the first time when we did stunt training for When She Attacks Me, which was the perfect way to meet. We had a great time. She is one of the funniest people in the world. She's lovely. And I think having that training together really allowed us to build a sense of trust and a practice of consent, because we had to get very physical, both in terms of violence, but also like literal proximity and touching. Like she had to be like on top of me, and so it really helped that we got along so well, and it was actually such an incredible experience to film that whole sequence.
think a lot of people think of stunt, coordination as something that's for action movies or for big,
Yeah.
like scale pieces. Is this something that you had dealt with before? And did anything about the experience surprise you?
No, this was my first time doing stunt training. I loved it so much. It made me want to do an action movie. Um, yeah, I just I learned so much about helping tell the story with your body. The other piece for me was ballet. It's like this like 5 seconds on screen where Terry's doing ballet, but I, I had to learn enough ballet to make it seem like I had done 10 years of ballet as a child. And so that was really fun too, all the ballet classes that I did and learning that choreography. All of it was new. Every single day on set, I was doing something brand new that I had never done before.
You seen or read how people have reacted to Terry as a character?
I have. I've heard from people in person and online, and I've been so moved by everybody's responses. I don't think I ever could have expected that people would connect in the way that they have been, and it makes me feel so proud that people are talking about the story in their own way, in their own language, with their own people. Because that means that now they're doing the work too. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
The show is only 7 episodes. It's on Netflix. It's easy to get through very quickly. Do you think that's the right way to watch, or is it better to try to spread it out over the course of a couple of nights or weeks?
I I think people should watch it in however way feels best to them. I have been telling people, if you are going to watch it, brace yourself. It's a little intense. Bring a journal, some water, and maybe and build in some buffer time if you need to decompress after.
Well, the show is exploding in popularity. I think a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Jessica Gunning from Baby Reindeer." But when I heard your name, I said, "Oh no, that's Nava Mau from Generation," which is a show that I really loved. And I assume if that had been renewed and continued for a while, you might not have been able to do this show. But what was that experience like that series?
I, I think hopefully I would have been still able to do both. That would that. I'm gonna hold on to that idea, but I was so lucky to get to play Anna, and to work with that incredible cast. Everyone was so talented. Um, and it's like in a very similar way, like the relationship between Anna and Greta was unlike one we'd ever seen on screen before. And I think I did think a lot about Anna going into playing Teri, because I remember when I was crafting Anna, that I was like, okay, whoa, I need to tap into my younger self. Even it's this paradox, because Anna on Generation was the maternal figure, but I think that like what actually comes out of her in that role is this youthfulness, this like free spirited, unabashed nature that I had to really uncover again to get to be Anna. And so then for Teri, I had to grow up. I had to grow up. Teri wears big shoes and big pants, and she runs the house and she runs the office, and she's not afraid of the world, and she's the voice of reason. So it was really great to kind of go from Anna to Teri, and have that balance.
You have a sense of what you want to do next?
I would love to do an action film after now learning stunt training. I think that I had this kind of era of 2 years where I had written my short film, All the Words But the One, and then got cast on Baby Reindeer, filmed that, came back, made my short straight away, was in post on that, and now I'm hopping back into Baby Reindeer that now that it's coming out, and so I needed to process a lot of those emotions. I needed to go through that healing, um, just based on what I was going through in my own life. I needed to play those characters, and I needed to be a part of those stories. And so now I've released it. I'm past it, you know. So I'm really hoping to do a comedy. I'm always trying to do sci-fi, um, and I'm casting that out into the world, and hoping that I'll get to continue working with incredible people.
Well, I ask everybody I talk to because it's an awards site, is there another show or performance that you're watching that you feel is particularly awards worthy? And
Mm.
multiple people so far have said Baby Reindeer, but for you, that's obviously not the choice. That was something that you're watching besides something you're in that you feel is particularly
Mm.
fantastic.
Mm. I have to admit, I have not had a chance to watch a lot of TV lately. But I thought that The Curse was incredible. Emma Stone's performance, Nathan Fielder's performance, everyone else's performance, like the entire cast. Just stunning work, compelling, like riveting. Couldn't stop watching, couldn't take my eyes off of it, couldn't stop thinking about it, couldn't stop talking about it. I loved The Curse. Yeah. Yeah, here I am. Here I'll go again. I'll start talking about The Curse. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Yeah.
Well, I like that answer, and I hope to get to talk to again sometime about your action debut.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you so much.